The next thing we want to talk about are lines and spaces on the staff. You'll notice here that they are always starting from the bottom line and they are ascending. And so as we go up, ascending means to go up. We have line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, and line 5. Okay? And the same is true for our spaces, and the spaces are created by the lines themselves. So here is our first space, second space, third space, and fourth space. And these become really important when we start talking about assigning letter names to our lines and spaces. And so we'll learn more about that as we continue on with our lesson. But right now I just wanted to make sure you understand the importance of both lines and spaces, okay? And when we are placing notes on the staff also, it's really important that as we are ascending, that you understand as we ascend or go up, right? That means that our pitches, the sounds that we're making, they're going to go higher in sound. And as we descend or go downwards, that means that our pitches are going to go lower in sound. Let's practice identifying lines and spaces. So as you'll notice here, our very first note, our very first quarter note, is on line number 1. What do you think the next line number would be? If you said 2, you are correct. And what about our next one? Remember, we always start from the bottom up, so if you're confused, count 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are on our 4th line there. This next one is on line number 3, and our last one is on the very top line. Remember, we always start from the bottom up, so if we need to remember 1, 2, 3, 4, it's on our 5th line. Okay. Now, what about our spaces? This should feel pretty easy too, but remember, we always start from the bottom up. So what space would our first note be on? Think about it, and it is on 4. What about our second one? That is on our second space. And our next one is on the 3rd space. And lastly, we have our first space note. The next thing we want to talk about is the stem direction. How do we know when the stems go up and to the right or down and to the left? It's really easy, and in this particular example I'm showing you on both clefs, and it doesn't matter if it's treble clef or bass clef. Either way, we always think of our 3rd line. And remember, 3rd line, 1, 2, 3. And in this particular example, I made it green so that you can see it easier. Anything that is below the 3rd line, you have your stem direction going up and to the right. Okay? Anything that is on the 3rd line and going up or ascending in the staff, your stem direction is down and to the left. Pretty easy, huh?